Good evening, Final Fantasy fans. We are getting right to the end of it now. It's been a long tournament, 5 rounds of Swiss. We've seen 2 rounds of brackets so far, and we are down to a fantastic Final Four. Tonight on commentary, I am Demerin2, and I am here with Tyrannex. How are you doing tonight?
Good. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing fantastic. So what do you think we could expect tonight right now?
Red mages, lots of red mages.
Yeah, the party comp with the Forced Thief and the Forced Fighter. So we've seen thief usage from some runners, and we've seen some face down thieves. Have you had to run a thief in this flag set or in the tournament at this point?
Yeah, I don't mind thieves too much in this format, especially when we're going to be going through so many chests. Just having that improved ability to run is really helpful.
Yeah, I can always see that really coming into play in the early game, although xIceblue does love his 3-player strats, so we shall see how that goes.
Oh yeah, I definitely think xIceBlue's been doing 3-man strats this entire tournament, and he's named as Thief fan, so and he thinks the Vorpal is trash, so
right, taking the early lead in memes for sure, but just to ease us in here, just to give us a little bit of an intro to the runners, of course, xIceblue been running the 3-character strats for the entire tournament. Second place in the first tournament, really well-known player, big part of the community here as we get rolling right now.
we got Life 2 and Invis 2 and White Magic, Black Magic, got some Brack and Rub. I'll at least get them to the Temple of Fiends.
Yep, Life 2 is in play. Invis 2, however, is going to be completely out of play with no white mages.
Yeah, that is a good point there, and they're going to have pretty low access. But, you know, seeing that Life 2 in the first slot, that, you know, red mages will be fine for this entire seed.
Yeah, Life 2 is definitely one of the big spells you want to see early on. We've got an early encounter on ArsonHorse's side, so we're getting it rolling, but just, of course, as a quick introduction, of course, xIceblue is currently 3-2 from brackets and a 2-1 against Forzando and a 2-0 against Minochi to get this far. On the flip side of the coin, ArsonHorse is our rookie of the tournament here, new runner to the game in the top 4 here. Currently record of 8-1, 4-1 in Swiss, 2-0 against Maya, 2-0 against Fuzzy Mage. Has the second best record in the tournament behind Salty Fries, 9-1. So it should be real exciting.
Yeah, ArsonHorse is new to this game, and I checked out his SRL right before we started, and it seemed like, you know, all the guy does is win. He started right at this tournament. He's already ranked number 4 in SRL, and that's all he's been doing is winning from the beginning.
Yeah, it's been pretty amazing to watch. You know, he's had that really close race against Sprott, and I think that's really what's propelled him this far, and now he's here in the top 4.
Didn't see anything too exciting in the first treasure chests. Iron armor and a little gold.
Yep, and ArsonHorse, xIceblue used some rapiers to kill some imps to try and get a little bit more money, while ArsonHorse has decided to walk up and Brat Garland, and we're going to see our first key items of the run.
Okay, we're starting with the ship and the ruby. That's pretty interesting. Ship's going to get everybody around really nice. The ruby can be required in these seeds, because in these seeds we're going to have the 4 chests and Titan's Trove blocked by the Titan on both sides, so you need the ruby to get down to him. I have fairly cheap gold bracelets at 7.3 thousand.
That's a good find for sure, because you're going to want those for your red mages to kind of keep them up and running.
And it'll be interesting to see what ArsonHorse does. I would think, you know, Provoke is the obvious choice to go next, but he's not. He didn't take the. He reset out of the chest, so he's kind of low on gold right now. For level 2 spells.
Yeah, and with no tools to go and deal with Peninsula Power right now, there's not a really easy way to get gold. Maybe it's going to be a Matoya check for some cash, potentially.
That is a good possibility. If he sees anything, pirates do give a decent amount of gold, so if he finds one AoE spell at a reasonable price, he can probably make this work. Looks like xIceblue is making that play for Matoya's first.
Yeah, and he catches some pirates, which are great for gold, but without a AoE sweeping spell, it's going to be a little slow going to get through them, especially because it looks like they're pretty healthy.
And there's what we see. He's about 100 gold short of buying Lightning 2. And looks like he's just going to take the fight, just slash him down. He's got 4 rapiers. I mean, and we have safe pirates on in these flags, so this should be no issue at all. It's just going to take a little time.
Yeah, they're not terribly healthy there, the pirates, after all, and so he's not getting a face full of thunder from these pirates, so it's a good sign.
Yeah, I believe that's what got xIceblue in the first tournament we had. We had unsafe pirates, and oh, there's a game changer.
More importantly, the real game changers there is 15,000 gold.
Yeah, that's gonna get him through. You know, he's sitting there memeing with the Vorpal, but you know, the Vorpal having 2 red mages is a perfectly fine weapon, and Canal from the pirates it's an interesting pickup. I'm kind of makes me think that, you know, the floater may not be too easy to find on this seed. Got a Canal and a Ruby so far.
Yeah, so for Max plus Pi, no lit charge, 2 charges, or couldn't afford it. Just couldn't afford it. Just didn't have the money lying around. But xIceBlue's not going to have that problem in just a moment.
Down to 29 gold. I would say he's probably going to check out Matoya's now. That'll get him the gold that he needs for Elfland. A lot of interesting choices you can make from this point on, because having the ship in the canal, you know, you can check out, he'd be able to check out Sarda, he'd be able to check out Crescent Lake.
It's all a matter of how much time you want to use up at that point, because it's a long ass trip. It's gonna take a while.
Yeah. Not having the canoe, I think not having the canoe, I would. I'm not even sure what the play I would go for here.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have access to any of the dungeons in the lower right. You can't get to Volcano. You can't get to Ice. You can get to Sarda, which is going to be kind of a good jumping off point, I think, because you've got the 4 chests down there and Sarda before you decide whether in Marsh Cave is in your future or not.
Yeah, Marsh Cave is the only place we can get to, other than we'll only be able to get to the first floor of the Earth Cave. I take that back. We got ArsonHorse picking up his gold and his Vorpal and Ice. I'm guessing we'll see him go down to Elfland, see what's for sale down there, see if there's an interesting vendor item.
Yeah, or maybe some big level 3 black magic, or, you know, something like Cure 4. There's Pro Rings. Pro Rings were 24k in Provoca, so there's that.
They're a little salty. Yeah, we're looking at about, 7 minutes. Both runners have cleared Pirates, cleared Matoya, and basically high-fiving right now. As far as progression goes, ArsonHorse taking that money to get some camping equipment. Cheap cabins is perfect.
Yeah, can't go wrong with that. Cheap soft potions, too, at 88. Not that you ever really need more than 10 of them, but you always want to have them on hand.
Looks like xIceblue doing the same. Coming in and getting his camping equipment. I would probably... there's only 2 chests over at Dwarfs. Maybe head over there. Check out those 2.
I don't think you leave a single stone unturned at this point. Looks like xIceblue is trying to get his thief killed.
We got the level 3 nuke. That'll be enough for the red mages to get the work done for the rest of the game.
Yeah, that was the business spell that they were definitely looking for. Fade at level 3 is looking a little sad right now, for sure.
Yeah, that's totally fine with the nuke being at level 3. You're going to be able to, you know, warp also opens up a lot of possibilities if they get the canoe for, you know, places like the waterfall and the ice cave, and, you know, makes running ordeals, you know, really nice.
Yep, and exits in play as well. I mean, just to sort of get everybody up to speed, we're about 9 minutes in. We're being restreamed by Cyclone tonight. Of course, we have Alligator Brap, the best in the business tracker. Tyrannex is here with me, Demeron 2, as we are at 9-minute mark of this run.
It's pretty cheap houses, too, 919. Really cheap heals, probably going to see 99 heals.
Yep, and we got Life and Temper at level 4, which is both excellent. We've got ETAP in chat keeping up for us, so thank you so much, ETAP, as always.
Have not seen a vendor item yet. So we've seen just about everything that we need. Yeah, we've seen the essentials so far. We got good AoE magic. We got warp. You know, we got a way to do some exploration. We'll just see where the divergence happens here. About 10 minutes in, they still don't have the canoe, so you know there's no docking at ordeals or anything like that. No access to the waterfall. Looks like xIceblue is checking out the dwarf cave.
ArsonHorse is skipping it, it looks like. So here's our very first divergence. So both of our runners are definitely taking a couple of encounters here as they attempt to push out to level 6, because that's where you're going to get your first nuke charge on your red mages, which is very important.
Nothing really game-changing. We got a little bit of gold, a cap. Looks like ArsonHorse is making the trip over to Sarda.
Yep, and of course xIceblue reset out of that 2,400 gold in a hat, so didn't need either of them.
It's like Fast was in level 5 magic. That's good to know.
Yeah, and I think slot 4 they can pick up after promote, so...
Nothing super game-changing in the ruby chests. A little bit of armor, some gold.
Yeah, silver hat this early is not gonna go amiss for sure. You can get that a little bit of extra absorption. Oh, and Alligator Brap is correcting me. Thank you, Ali. Slot 4 is immediate that you can get without promo.
TNT from ArsonHorse. So he's going to be able to go back to the dwarf cave. He won't miss anything there. Even there wasn't really anything to miss, so very close so far. I mean, ArsonHorse in the lead by checking this stuff by mere seconds.
Yep, the slightest bit of advantage. And of course, what we get from the TNT is really going to then push us either into a linear marsh cave or top of earth push, or if it's going to give us the airship or canoe.
I almost think that you have to... that would be a... You know, if TNT doesn't really give us anything progression-wise, you know, I almost think you check out... I would probably, I would probably check out stages before Marsh. I don't like doing Marsh unless I'm absolutely forced to.
I would probably do the opposite at this point, but I'm also a little bit behind. Is something just killed xIceblue knight or warrior over there?
I didn't notice anything nasty. Undead packs, you know, they always seem to have a disproportional amount of nasty spells.
Yep, Allie's caught that ghouls have death touch. That really puts Marsh Cave in a place that you don't want to go. Yeah, because knowing me, I'm a big fan of the Earth Gamble at this point. Like, I would definitely go and clear out top of Earth Cave first, but that's, you know, not always ideal.
There's the key. Okay, so that's interesting. There's quite a bit of chest we'll be able to get to here. White shirt's a nice pickup. Nobody can equip that with, but you know, having that Invis 2 locked out in level 1, that's going to be really nice.
Yeah, that's exactly, I think, the equipment find that you wanted above anything else, because Fog 2 is out of play, and Invis 2 is also out of play.
So what we're probably going to see over the next couple of minutes is just a lot of clearing of key lock chests. Having the key also makes, you know, Marsh Cave a little more viable, because you wouldn't feel as bad about going in and then having to maybe come back for something key locked in Marsh. So you'd have access to everything in the Marsh Cave right now.
Yep, Fuchsia Fantasy asking, did Arson forget he has warp? He did not, because he has not stopped to inner tent, so he did not have spell charges. Alright, both our runners have a full set of silver gear for their fighters, which is pretty good at this point in the game, and ArsonHorse again a little bit ahead in terms of key chest checks at this point.
Everything silver and a little bit of money is what we've found so far. I haven't found any of the loose items yet.
Yeah, and that sure was a silver axe too, so literally everything silver at this point.
Which is, you know, it's decent for the... I believe the red mages can equip quite a bit of that silver gear.
Yeah, the important part is the chest piece, because that increases your evasion.
Looks like ArsonHorse has the counter table figured out pretty well already.
Yep, ArsonHorse deciding to be very thorough here, is in keylock to Temple of Fiends. xIceblue trying to kill some more pirates here.
Opal Shield's a nice pickup, and you know, it might just turn into a decent amount of gold, but it looks like he's gonna walk out with that Opal Shield.
A little bit of extra gold too, so can't hurt there.
I would say that I think that the major divergence in this is I'm pretty sure ArsonHorse is going to use his thief for most of the game. And a lot will come down to how soon that, you know, we find the tail. If we can get a class promotion, then when the thief turns into a ninja, you know, he turns quite a bit more powerful.
Yeah, absolutely. Tail is not assured, though, because of the fact that there's the 4 loose items, and if it happens to be a loose item, you may never run into it. But it's still a handy thing to have.
So we've got Dwarf Cave cleared, Canaria and Temple of Fiends. I would say next they're gonna go check out Elfland keylocked.
Yeah, that's kind of the play. I think you go due south, you hit up Elfland, and then you make a decision of whether, you know, Marsh is on the docket or not.
Yeah, if there's nothing that changes anything in the next 4 chests that we see here, it'll be interesting to see exactly where, you know, that would be the first big one. There's a ribbon and a light axe and the canoe, so take everything back I just said. There's a lot of options open now.
So let me guess, you don't dive Marsh Cave anymore?
I don't dive Marsh Cave anymore. With Warp, I think maybe Volcano / Ice heading might be smart. You know, a lot of people like doing ordeals over here.
I like the ordeals play, but you definitely need level 6 on your red mages first to get some nuke charges, and then you just house outside of ordeals after an encounter. But you go to the northern continent and you get your levels as soon as you hit 6.
Looks like xIceblue is not doing any shopping here and going straight over to, you know, the Sages to see what's incentivized over there. Still level 5 on ArsonHorse, and keep track of that.
Yep, xIceblue looking to probably scoop up some creeps with Lightning 2 here. That'll get the levels pushing really fast.
I'll have the means to have a couple good encounters down in the Crescent Lake area.
And it looks like Caribs have Scorch as well, so they're a little bit dangerous.
Yeah, you never like seeing spell lists in any of the canoe encounters. That can just make getting around to the ice cave. It was more of a thing in the previous Swiss seeds, because a lot of times those seeds would force you to the ice cave.
Yep, and it looks like that's kind of where they're going right now. As xIceblue actually gets to Crescent Lake first, ends up picking up a little bit of ground on the way out there. And Ice 3 was at level 6, which is, you know, just a little bit of extra insurance for, like, unrunnable waters or something later on.
Chime's an interesting pickup.
And Trolls have Vorpals, everybody. They're hitting 4 at a time for 152, so they sting like crazy.
Shadow Walker Fast was level 5. So we will have access to Fast, I believe.
Yep, I think
Temper was level 4.
Nope, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, you know, we've got the combo pack for boosting up a fighter. We've got the white shirt. We've got Fast and Temper at this point. Oh, and ArsonHorse has found the Peds.
Yeah, that small change. He went across the lake to the other side, and he found a much different chunk of the encounter table over the zone line.
Yeah, there's quite a different in this Crescent Lake area. There's a couple of different zones of monsters you can get, and where ArsonHorse is and xIceblue, even though they're very close, they're two separate encounter tables.
Yeah, the zone line runs through the east side of Crescent Lake, and ArsonHorse is doing a reset grind to get multiple peeds 3 at a time. It's real good.
Was that a peed that ran away?
That might have been a peed that morale broke, yeah.
That was something I was going to bring up, is that in these flags we have slightly higher, the percentages of the scales have gone from 67%, 150% to 50%, 200%. So there's actually a decent possibility that things can roll on the absolute low side.
Yeah, and morale is one of those stats that could break as low as, 50% below its normal value, so peeds are morale breaking.
I think Arson saw that and decided that, enough here. Let's make our next decision of where we want to go.
And of course, thank you, Wolfleosis, for helping out some of the new folk there. I mean, obviously join our Discord. This game is fantastic. What a great community. Highly, highly recommend it. Jay Coper asking what the Sage had. Circle of Sages, Sage had the Chime.
Looks like we have ArsonHorse making a trek over to the volcano. Both runners making a trek towards the volcano, basically high-fiving here 25 minutes into the seed.
They've opened the exact same chests, they made the exact same checks, they probably bought the exact same spells at this point. So it is, nothing separating these two runners right now.
Really no difference. It's extremely close. ArsonHorse, really, that's going to be what we're going to have to see through most of this seed is having the thief up for the majority of the time, going to counteract the higher levels on average that xIceblue is going to have with his remaining 3. He has a lot of experience running with only 3 runners. Oh, we got hyenas with toxic.
I mean, the good news is Life 2 was level 1, but if that second red mage doesn't make it out of this encounter, that party is toast.
We did have the 1 ribbon, so it's gonna save that 1 red mage.
Yeah, that'll work out pretty well, but that's not an encounter I guess you want to be taking at this point. Yep, just as a quick update here, so the Royals had the ship and the Ruby. Ruby didn't turn to anything, though, in those 4 chests, but it did give access to Sarda, who had the TNT. Biggie the Pirate had the canal to get us there in the first place. The TNT turned into the key. The key turned into elf-locked chests having the canoe, and of course we got the chime from the Circle of Sages. Both of our runners are here in the volcano at 27 minutes right now.
Now, ArsonHorse's thief did go down. I'm unsure if that's going to be a permanent strategy or just a lack of life 2 at the moment.
Did not raise the thief after that last encounter, so we might be in full ban mode here.
And right as you say that, we have the life 2. Maybe he just was trying to hold on to the spells as he was finishing the first level here, or the first half of the first level. He's going to house up here with a couple extra levels and check out the left side. where it looks like xIceblue is choosing to do the entire first floor on one dive.
Yeah, with cheap houses and with ArsonHorse trying to not damn the character, he's got to take the extra fights, which means extra spell charges getting burnt off.
And the mass immune in the armory.
The true game changer, the one true sword, the blade that we're all looking for all of the time. Even the Vorpal fans can't deny the power of the Masamune.
They will deny it, though. They shouldn't, but they do.
Well, they're wrong, and I just want to make sure that everyone's aware that they're wrong.
So... Again, at about half hour into the game, we're essentially high-fiving at this point. Ice armor and a pro cape's a really nice pickup. I believe both of our runners will go for the full clear of Volcano here. You don't want to come back here.
I mean, you've got Masamunes and you've got nukes. There's no reason not to hang out here for a little while longer.
There's more of a chance of having a 200% carry being something that lower level characters couldn't handle, but having the Masamune means, you know, they'll probably be able to get through it.
Yeah, I mean, even if it's a high-stated carry, just rush it down with your Masamune and fast and temper, and you'll be fine. What I'm trying to say is the thief's gonna die again.
Yes. I didn't check out the heal potion on xIceblue. I'm not sure if he picked up a full gamut of heal potions. Running around on 1 HP is... Oh, yeah, he does. Never mind.
Yeah, they were cheap enough. He probably stocked up in Crescent.
We have not seen a vendor item yet.
Yeah, that does change the strategy a little bit at points. And it looks like Red Giant packs are unrunnable, so this will matter a little bit later on when we do get to Temple of Fiends Revisited as well.
The cube. This, now we have complete access to the sky. The sky cave, as our Crystal would like to put it. And we do have access to that because in this version of the randomizer, we have some map hacks that allow for just the ship to be able to get to that area. They inserted a dock in the area right below the Mirage Tower that they could walk to.
Alright, and xIceblue looking to pick up a little bit more experience before carry. Gonna grind the Agamas here at the lower treasure room.
It's not the worst decision in the world. I getting the levels is going to be real nice. Grinding on these seeds, though, it doesn't feel great because you're just going to see so many unrunnable packs throughout the entire run that you're going to get to the levels needed to complete the game, I would say, just passively as you play. But, you know, there's also something to be said about taking a couple of minutes to get to a very comfortable levels 33 minutes into the game.
Yeah, Eyes and Agama have definitely been xIceblue sort of reason for being in these seeds so far. He's been very grind happy. He's been very happy to get those early levels.
It's like ArsonHorse took an extra Agama fight. And another Agama fight, so he's going to sit here for a couple of minutes and sit on Agamas. We're also going to see an Agama fight. Most people will check the Red Dragon chest. There's no reason to leave that one hanging. So there's a couple trap tiles here, the Agama trap tile and then the Red Dragon trap tile.
Yep, ArsonHorse has done grinding now, but G Helmet asking in chat, I'm new, just want to know why their battle HUD is different. Well, one of the things that the developers have added is something called Modern Battlefield. It removes the frames from the battlefield, gives it more of a Final Fantasy 2 or 3 feel than a Final Fantasy 1 feel. Some people really like that.
Yeah, it's real nice. It looks good. I usually run Modern Battlefield when I remember to turn it on. Yeah, ArsonHorse using some new charges here on a bull pack.
RD Platypus noting, isn't the point of banning somebody to avoid having to grind? Not necessarily. I mean, especially if you think back to like the first tournament and, you know, Black Belt percent as they used to run. Sometimes you ban a character so that you can grind faster on the characters that really matter. You know, like you're running a Black Belt and a Red Mage and you just wanted to level them, everybody else dies. Yeah, other dance strats that we've seen through the tournament is this seems to be a bit of a topic of conversation. Of course, his Black Belt's been really bad in these flags, so people have been banning Black Belts. People will ban a mage that did not get a good set of spells. Like, you know, if you're running a Force White Mage and a White Mage has got a whole lot of nothing, you lay that White Mage down face down and you make me very sad.
Damage, poison, and then thunder back to back. Looks like a decent amount of hit points also.
Oh man,
it does get through barely.
The Red Mage got hit for 700 on Arson's side. That's ridiculous.
Down to the solo fighter. Does get through it with the solo fighter.
Yep, putting the Bribon on the fighter ends up being the saving grace there as the fighter's able to solo cut down carry here.
One thing this means, though, is ArsonHorse is going to have to make a trip to Crescent Lake to revive his two Red Mages and his, you know, we're assuming the Thief. Whereas xIceblue can just continue straight on to the Ice Cave.
Yeah, I mean, it's far better than the alternative, which was taking a wipe to carry, which might have been backbreaking. So at least the stop at Crescent Lake is a small stop. He's gonna, you know, use his cabins to get around a little bit better and make it there safely.
There hasn't been any really true divergence in path so far between the players. You know, both players have basically been just trading back and forth, you know, small 45-second leads throughout this entire run so far.
Yeah, it's been an absolutely incredible race so far in terms of time. This might be the biggest lead that we've seen up to this point.
Yeah, and the lead couldn't be more than 90 seconds. We'll see if there's anything interesting in the ice cave. Always a really dangerous place to see, but, you know, our players having the mass immune and some good nuke spells, they shouldn't really have any true issues with the ice cave.
Nope, and sneaking in that extra grind is not going to hurt the cause any either.
And we have the floater in the ice cave. So that's what our runners wanted to see. Maybe the viewers didn't want to see that floater right there. Could have maybe seen some other, you know, ship canoe strategies. But after they finish the ice cave here, we can expect to see true route divergence, as they'll have the ability to go everywhere in the map.
Yep, xIceblue gets his hands on the black shirt in the white dragon chests, so, you know, getting that use ice 2 item, which is nice. Can't equip it to anybody because no one's got black mages, but it's pretty solid.
For those who have seen some of these races before, we're looking for 4 items. They're not exactly going to be needed. The 4 items. We could have. Well, we've already seen the canal, but the bridge could be in a chest or something like that. We've only seen 1 so far. That was both runners found the cube in Volcano.
Yeah, well, we were actually at 2. We had the canoe and key-locked Elfland as well, so we're very at 2. Yeah, but the floater stone options do abound. We would have access to Waterfall Cave. We would have access now to the full of sky without any real troubles. You know, much easier trip there if nothing else. Chests over in Cardia Isles.
We have access to the 3 item shops that we haven't been to yet for a vendor item.
Yep. If anything this seed has taught me, it's you follow the logic.
ArsonHorse picks up his floater.
And one of the last 3 chests here had 37,000 gold, and the other 2 had 3,300 apiece, so vendor item's going to be within reach pretty easily for these runners as well.
I noticed ArsonHorse was around the 70,000 gold range, so he'll be fine on gold. So gold will be good for the rest of the game.
Yeah, if they end up deciding they need to buy pro rings, they'll be able to pick up a bunch of pro rings without any issue.
So xIceblue cleared the rest of Ice Cave with no difficulties.
Yep.
Should be in the air here in a couple of minutes and see where he chooses to go next. I like checking out, you know, a lot of times you don't want to check out the Cardia Isles without the tail. It doesn't feel great to go up there and then have to go back, but there's just so many chests over in the Cardia Isles. And they're completely free.
Yep, and they're easily warped out of or just reset from, so, you know, you just want to grab those up real fast. I would not blame either of these runners for making that quick cash and grab there.
Oh, we have cockatrices and mummies who have spells, and that's toxic.
That is sleep on cockatrices, mute on cockatrices, and toxic on mummies.
And that nuke that ArsonHorse tried to get off was muted.
And oh no.
And that's the wipe.
Mummy's bringing the nuke behind the mute. They silence you, and then they blow you away.
I think XIceblue checked out the caravan. I didn't notice if there was anything for sale at the caravan. It looks like he's going for the waterfall at this point. Nuke Mummies makes both ordeals and waterfall dangerous. You can see them both in there.
Yeah, and you do see mummies on the spike tile here in waterfall as well, and they could still be paired off with Cossetresses, so they could still get the sleep mute nuke combo off.
So this is, I would say, our first significant lead of the game so far is XIceblue making it through, not seeing that nasty pack.
XIceblue has now found out the dirty secret of the mummies, that they are packing nuke in the back, and he's able to run away though, but that stung a little bit for sure.
Well, you got that knowledge without the added bonus of a wipe, so ArsonHorse knows there's nothing great in these chests, so he can zoom through here.
I'm sure he'll be glad for the extra money here. I don't think he really needs it. Here's the Cossetresses and mummies again. This time he's able to get away without any problems. One more time.
Gets away both times. Gets his mountain of money and is praying that he can get out of here. He got a first strike there.
He's a happy camper now for sure. XIceblue is still trying to make his way away from these mummy packs for sure.
And it doesn't look he has got.
He just got paralyzed and punched out.
So we have both had a wipe now to the mummies.
Now ArsonHorse is going to get a little bit back from that. He's able to escape with the floater on try number 2.
This is one heck of a run that XIceblue's got, though.
That was something else, but now he's got to get through this spike tile.
Yeah, the mute nuke combination is an awful one because he's hoping to get off that his nuke to get through the just mow him down, but he's getting muted and he can't get those off, but he does run. He picks up the rod. And the crystal. That's 3 of our 4 items. I'd say we don't have an Oxyale right now for that pickup. It looks like we have ArsonHorse checking out ordeals. This could be could be good for XIceblue. That crystal might lead to something important, and if ArsonHorse decides that he's waiting for an Oxyale before he heads to that area, that could make a difference.
Yep, we are 2 items away from completion, by the way, before hard go mode, which we still need the loot and we still need the Oxyale for access to Sea Shrine. We still have the vendor item out in play as well as the item here in Ordeals that we don't know what it is.
Now, we can definitely see the wizard mummy encounters in Ordeals here as well.
Thankfully, it's less common.
That is the crown for sale in Gaia for a little under 15,000. So xIceblue will be able to pick up the be able to turn in the crystal and the crown. And if this turns into Oxyel Key, you know, we're full go mode at that point.
Yeah, another key unrunnable pack here. Zombles are unrunnable, so you may run aground of that in Fiends Revisited as well.
ArsonHorse has enough warp charges at this point to be able to blaze through.
Also gets to spend some of those nuke charges for levels as his main core party pushes out to level 16, but he's got to use up one for a warp gear. And xIceblue is going to start booting out the Cardia Isles.
This makes sense. If he finds the fourth item, then, you know, he knows that the rest of the items he needs are in some kind of an incentivized location. Looks like he only checked out those 3. Might be thinking to himself, hey, if the 2 items I need, I have the fetch items for already. Let's just get this done with. So we have the slab. Slab doesn't... We still have to get the slab translated.
I don't know, Tier Next. How do you feel about a fetch quest?
That's where we're going. xIceblue checking out. Doesn't look like any of our runners checked out these chests. The bridge. This could prove that could be. If xIceblue gets to a point where he knows he doesn't need to check out ordeals, that could have been a big one.
Yeah, but Slab is still a turn-in that he needs to make, and he gets the tail from the crystals, so that's also blank towards go mode.
So by my calculations scribbled down on a notepad, I'm pretty sure that slab is going to turn into something we need, and then that means that our 4th item that we're looking for is also going to be a required item.
Yeah, I think the math works out at that point in time, because we would need to find the herb, potentially, for the chain quest completion at Elf. And the bottle is also out there to turn in at the ferry. And we know that the loot doesn't come from the vendor item, and we know that the Oxyal didn't come from the vendor item, so we are definitely going to need to find one last fetch quest item to finish this seed.
xIceblue picking up the last of the Cardia Islands. ArsonHorse checking out Gaia. Probably the vendor shop here isn't going to find what he needs. But this will probably push him towards the caravan waterfall area.
On the flip side of the coin, it may push him into Sky for all of those treasure chests.
Remiel, they do have the chime. They have the chime in the cube. They will have access to the entire Mirage Tower, Sky Castle, and the xIceblue has the rod, so he will have access to the entire Earth Cave. Have yet to see the Oxyel, though.
Yeah, this is definitely going to come down to who finds that 4th chest item first.
Oh yeah, ArsonHorse picking up his crown. Let's see if he goes. Yep, going to the waterfall now.
Nibis Owl asking, why do you think they went for on-rack area before Mirage Sky Tyranids?
I think it's just like a lower level area. Probably easier to get through. Waterfall, we know, has an incentive item in there. So usually trying to knock out all the incentive items, you know, makes a lot of sense. You know, especially if we can start narrowing down what we need. And there's also, like Remiel said, there's two, we were still looking for a vendor item, and they were at the point that there was 3 item shops they hadn't checked out yet, and there's 2 in that waterfall, you know, area. But the sky could definitely be a play after this, and we've got a Lupa from xIceblue.
I forgot to drop the slab off with the good doctor.
Luckily, he didn't save right before he went in, so he could just exit out of there real quick and fly back to the good doctor, learn a language. Yeah, ArsonHorse picking up. Oh, he doesn't get the mummies, just whiz mummies and perilous.
Yeah, that was worth fighting, potentially, there for the experience, because that was safe. And, of course, xIceblue will have to deal with the mild embarrassment of having Lupa in the semifinals of the Final Fantasy Tournament. I mean, it happens to everybody at any given time. You know, we don't want to harp on it anymore, but, you know, rest assured that I rammed into a door with a key in my round 2 match in this tournament, so I'm gonna own up to it.
We've all done it, especially for our new runners. These flags, we still have to get it translated, the slab translated, and then it doesn't, we already have the chime. This is just going to be a randomized fetch quest item that we get. But you do have to get it translated to learn the language, to go to left end to talk to them. Now, ArsonHorse picking up his slab.
And then ArsonHorse murdering Astos with a Mazamune. That's not even very nice.
You know, level 17 also, that's pretty nice. Let's see what we got here. We have the bottle. That feels good, you're right there.
Yep, fly right over the hills and drop that bottle off immediately.
Now, if this gives the Oxy Ale, that would give xIceblue an option of 3 dungeons to go check, and we're still looking for a 4th item, so that's probably where our divergence will come.
Yep, and there's still the Adamant out there as well, so this could just extend into a longer fetch quest. It could be the Adamant taken back to Lower Continent.
I think that is fair.
I mean, we still have the potential for crown into slab, into bottle, into adamant, into herb, into an item.
This is true, and I wonder if xIceblue is going to, before he checks any of the Fiend dungeons, make a trip to Ordeals. Because he is yet to check Ordeals. And you are correct, the adamant from the bottle.
Yeah, occasionally I can see the future. It's pretty cool.
So we're going to have ArsonHorse making his trip to clear out Cardia and promote. He'll have a nicely leveled ninja here in a couple of minutes.
Yep, and that ninja will turn into a third nuke carrier in a moment or two. But the dwarves fashion the adamant into some air, so we've got Oxial. So the last chest item is the herb, leading us to the loot, but we've got all the chests in the world to check.
Yeah, we have 3 dungeons. I bet xIceblue, it would make sense. Go to Ordeals, see if the loot's in Ordeals. So after this Ordeals run, we might be at a spot where we're pretty close, and we can see where they're going to choose to make their divergence. Where would you like to, those three available those 3 available Fiend dungeons, which one would you like to check first?
Marsh Cave.
I did not give that as an option, but that is an option. The 4th item could definitely be in the Marsh Cave.
I mean, Marsh and Earth are right next to each other. Marsh is the only one that's not necessary, so let's be honest, the runners are probably going to skip that. Which means that if you think that you're behind, you're doing Marsh. If you think you're ahead, then you make the logical play and you probably do Sky first.
Both runners have had a wipe. xIceblue had the Lupa. That's something that can make you feel like you're behind.
Yeah, and I mean, if xIceblue and ArsonHorse have been watching each other's races, I mean, xIceblue being a big name in the community, and he's been a great runner the entire time, and ArsonHorse is, has taken this tournament by storm for sure. Both of these runners have been neck and neck, and ArsonHorse, with this little bit of opening, has actually got the full Ordeals check belted, but, needs to finish the Oxial loop to kind of figure out where he's going next. So, again, with this check of Ordeals, ArsonHorse is gonna make up some ground, and it's gonna be real close.
Is he going to Lupa?
I did not see if he had the slab in his inventory when he checked his items. His menuing is too fast.
I tried to pay attention. ArsonHorse did translate the slab. Okay, thank you. Wonderful tracker, Ali Jabrat.
This is why he's the best in the business, without a doubt.
ArsonHorse here in Lefane is going to pick up his bottle, which leads to the Adamant, which leads to the Oxial. He's getting trolled by an NPC.
It seems pretty standard. That same NPC decides to troll you in the Final Fantasy speedruns as well, and it's a pain.
Yeah, it happened a lot in the PSP version. They just like to park there in that little hall. And xIceblue picking up his bridge. Can't warp out of there, xIceblue. He resets out of there. Nothing in there worth keeping.
Yeah, that was definitely a bridge.
But for some of our newer runners, if you do warp on that floor, it does not warp you. It warps you to the previous floor. So if that was something important, he would have had to walk through to get back to that, that throne to walk out of there. And ArsonHorse checking out. Mirage before finishing that fetch. He's maybe done the math in his head that, the 4th chest is going to be something he needs.
Yep, and if he has done the math, he will realize that the last chest is something he absolutely needs, so he's going to go and find it.
Looks like xIceblue is right behind him on his tail, so still no real divergence.
Yeah, we are an hour 3 in. We know where everything is except for the chest with the herb inside. And these runners have basically been doing nearly the same things except for a slight divergence through when they did Ordeals.
And looks like Opal Bracelet, 2nd ribbon.
Do we have more than everything that we need to go mode this? Because
we do.
Got an extra crow ring there too to go with that opal bracelet and that ribbon. Life is looking pretty good for these runners.
Yeah, the only real difference is ArsonHorse has a couple of real quick turn-ins for his fetch quest, which might be a minute difference. He's only checking out the first floor, and looks like he's going to finish his fetch. Just destroys the town on his way also.
I mean, piloting skills are not required to play this randomizer, everybody.
No, absolutely not.
You know why Melmond is the way it is, right?
Exactly. I tend to crash my airship in forests more than anything.
I'm a mountain crasher, honestly. The mountains around Gaia just riddled with airship parts at this point.
And xIceblue is going to be making the full clear of Mirage. I assume he's going to keep continuing.
Yeah, very happily nukes those vampires, gets a little bit of extra experience for his trio. ArsonHorse gets his hands on the cheese, while xIceblue gets his hands on the Zeus Gauntlet.
Zeus Gauntlet's a nice pickup, especially, you know, before going to Sea Shrine.
Yep, free Lightning 2 casts are pretty fantastic. Wote mentioning that we found all the chest items. Wote, we are one chest item short at this point in time. We know the herb is in a box someplace by doing the math.
I wonder if being down in this area is going to lead ArsonHorse towards the Earth Cave.
It would be an intriguing call for sure. I don't know.
Maybe he's flying north.
Maybe he follows the logic and takes the Oxeye Island first and does Sea Shrine first.
No, but it looks like he's just going to Mirage. So this is our difference, ladies and gentlemen. Basically 2 floors of the Mirage Tower.
Yep, 10 treasure chests difference at this point. At this time, Hash Bandicoot, you're asking if the loot could be in the marsh. Well, we know we need to turn the herb in for it because no item can be locked away from itself. But otherwise, yeah, that herb could be growing in the keylock chest in the bottom floor of marsh on the far right side where no one ever goes except for, you know, Falconic.
xIceblue finding that really nice run here on this floor.
Yep, a lot more folk from the community checking in tonight. I know Fuchsia Fantasy has been doing a lot of question answering for us in chat, which has been great, so thanks Fuchsia Fantasy. We've got Villain Fetishes, Neon Grave, big fan. We've got No Wilcoliosis is out there cheering everybody on, so we've got a ton of people out here, you know, supporting the community, which is awesome.
ArsonHorse is going to pick up a katana here, which is, you know, the best item, the second best item that you can get for his ninja. And this is a scary fight. Oh, and he ran away from it.
Yeah, even with the double ribbons, you know, nuke is nuke.
The defense sword. So there's your, that's the final piece of your buffing your warrior to Still haven't found the power gauntlet yet. I take that back.
Yeah, but we've got level 4 Temper, level 5 Vast, and we don't have any spells that are really competing for energy in those spots, so we should be pretty good. We've got somebody asking in chat if xIcebleue's character reskin is part of the randomizer. No, you can patch the ROM, and so some character patches are allowed. You know, gives a little bit of customization and everything. I know I run with the Valkyries of Light add-on, which is done by Taralyn, who's another great member of the community. Makes all your Light Warriors into ladies, because that's proper and correct. Silverfire got to the question right before I did, of course.
So, xIceblue finishing... Oh, he's got to go back up to this floor. I was about to say, has not found his herb yet.
Yeah, so it looks like he's going to go up one side and down the other to get through the spider room at this point, which makes sense.
Seos asked, who is winning? I would say xIceblue is ahead by only a couple of minutes, I would say. It's very close. There's a slight divergence in party as ArsonHorse has chosen to keep his Thief/Ninja up for the entire game, where xIceblue damned his Thief at the very, very early points of the game and has kept him down the entire time. Which is a strategy that's basically brought him this far. He's been doing 3-man strats the entire tournament.
Except for his last match in the quarterfinals where he had to run 2.
Oh yeah, that is true.
Yeah, I forget if he was in the double black belt or double thief match that day, but he dropped both of his black belts and or thieves to the ground right away.
Hitting level 20 here over on ArsonHorse's side.
You know, also in terms of spider room efficiency checks, you could actually check the spider room going down one side, warping back, and then going down the other. That's also pretty quick, honestly, but there's a lot of ways to route this coming rooms.
Yeah, but you know, chests that we don't get to see very often. There's just a pain to walk through that little spider, little hallways. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but it's just a pain to check those things. So they usually get skipped. It's one of those, we don't check them unless we absolutely have to.
Yeah, it's a lot of back and forth. It's not terribly fun. Although for new runners, if you are running with Sky Temple as one of your incentive items or locations, it's in the bottom left room of that room. So, do we get Warmick, everybody? We know you want it. Like, that's what we want.
Yeah, ArsonHorse just 2 floors behind at this point. He's gonna find his defense sword here in a moment.
Won't stop less RNGing for red hydras. We did it! We found Warmech, everybody!
We found Warmech, and xIceblue thinking on it, and he's going to take it.
No,
and
he's
then
not.
he decides not to.
He makes everybody sad. Moves on to Tiamat, though, here. He's going to start buffing up his knight with the Tempers, and he's going to try and cut through Tiamat here in a couple of good strokes.
%. Could have a beefy Tiamat. It looks like he had about 1,400 hit points.
Yeah, did not have a ton of absorb though. Rolled low on absorb, and that first two tempered swing with the Mazamune did a truckload of damage. It was like a 600 point crit. The fans know what they want. The fans wanted Warmech. They didn't get it.
It's like xIceblue has decided that the Sea Shrine is his next choice.
Yep, chasing the chest logic. Sea Shrine is the second most chest left in the game at this point. So, and has Kraken at the bottom, who definitely needs to die. Over and over and over again.
I think xIceblue's making... I'm going to be skipping the ladies for now. Makes perfect sense, you know. If he finds the herb on the way up to Kraken, you know, doesn't need to check another chest for the rest of the game. If not, then he can always, you know, get right back into the mermaid.
And that was a squint landing on the ninja, but of course Life 2 doing a lot of work here. Yeah, xIceblue does play on console CRT, which is pretty rad.
Yeah, ArsonHorse digging out the last of the chests here in the sky.
Yeah, he's not going to find an awful lot, so we're going to see him have to climb up to Tiamat in just a moment. xIceblue pushing the memes button this time. He loves his unrunnables. Falconic, we think you're great. We're not sure if you're trolling us or not, but here's an update for everybody. We're an hour and 20 minutes in with a full clear of sky under our belts. We started with the ship and the Ruby to start the run. The Ruby didn't turn into anything. Bicky the Pirate had the canal, which let us sail around. You actually ended up using that Ruby to get the TNT from Sarda, which turned into the key. Keylocked Elf gave us the canoe to head on over to the Circle of Sages to get our hands on the chime. After that, a dip into Volcano netted us the cube from Volcano 4 northeast. Ice Cave had the floater. Waterfall had the rod. Waterfall chest also had the crystal, which turned into the tail. The vendor item was the crown, and we'll get back to that in a second. Ordeals had the bridge. The crown turned into the slab turned into the bottle turned into the adamant turns into oxide, which is why xIceblue is down here in ice right now. We're looking for the herb turns into loot. That's 20 key items for this run. ArsonHorse will have them all at the end.
That was a great recap. Couldn't have done it better myself. We really haven't seen very much route divergence from either of our runners. Like, there was a small divergence where ArsonHorse did ordeals when xIceblue did waterfall, but that was about it. Everybody's gone to just about the same dungeons. We'll see if ArsonHorse goes to Sea Shrine after this.
Yeah, ArsonHorse maybe falling prey a little bit to the you know, he's doing what xIceblue is doing, but he's not doing it as fast, and that could be problematic.
This is true. We did see if, you know, Earth Cave, we do have the rod, so it is a possibility. You know, Marsh is also probably going to be the last place our runners check. You know, Herb could be in one of those chests, but if ArsonHorse goes the exact same path, I mean, he's just at this point 3-4 minutes behind on the pace.
Yep, Tiamat goes down nice and smooth for ArsonHorse. A flurry of sword slashes, a couple of brack tries that don't land.
And I wouldn't say that the ninja has been gaining ArsonHorse a lot of time with the running.
Yeah, he hasn't gained a ton from this. And lobsters, why do lobsters, like, not have Moz-immunes when I'm not playing?
I know, lobsters, whenever I play, lobsters are always just trucking my party.
Lobsters have one of the highest hit rates in the vanilla game, which means that with multipliers to their damage or to their hit rate, they can absolutely trounce parties when they're not looking.
Oh, ArsonHorse might be... Okay, he's just checking that one chest. Or he could be going to Mermaids first.
If you were going to Mermaids first, you probably would have stayed to the right there. I think he's just doing the quick chest.
Wow, that would have been something if the herb would have been in that one chest. But as we have it, we got, you know, just about half a dungeon behind. I'd say ArsonHorse behind xIceblue. Couple of minutes. It's, you know, certainly within a, you know, a Topher wipe of each other, but, you know, it looks like ArsonHorse is going the exact same route.
Yep. So we've got the defense sword going out first, and it's xIceblue just gonna go and fire off one nuke, it looks like.
Defense, white shirt.
Yep, gonna get protection from tentacle slaps. Not that that's happening, as Kraken's firing off fire 2, which is precisely what you want to see from the giant octopus.
Yeah, it makes pretty easy work of Kraken 1. You know, levels in, you know, the low 20s now.
Yep, gonna dip back in now to grab the mermaid side chest, but he's also got some calamari for his troubles on the way as well.
Okay, so xIceblue's checking out the mermaids. You know, this here floor, there's chests basically scattered throughout the entire floor. One of the more annoying floors to check in this game.
Yeah, many runners will decide to just go and check the mermaids first, and then dip these chests, especially if you only need one item.
Yeah, especially with warp, you can, because it's not a very far run to the mermaid's room, and if there's nothing in the mermaids, then you can just warp backwards to this floor, check this floor, and then warp out.
Yeah, very good routing trick.
So we'd certainly say that our runners have everything needed to beat the game at this point. Age of Shields is definitely a nice pickup to add to, the riches of gear that they have at this point.
And we're going to get a check of TFC at this point. People will not know this, but in the vanilla game, you don't deal with this chest. But this chest is behind a key-locked door.
Yes, this is, not sure why this happened, but this chest, you need the Mystic Key to open. Although in the vanilla game, there's no way that you could get here without having the Mystic Key. Same goes for that floor in the Ice Cave. I mean, not the Ice Cave, Temple of Fiends. Why did I say the Ice Cave? There's a key-locked room in the Temple of Fiends, which is why it makes the Mystic Key one of the required items to beat the game.
I was completely unaware that was a fact.
And yes, Future Side, it stands for the fun chest.
Looks like sea snakes are packing some blaze, and, all of those hit points on xIceblue side are very helpful, because he's close to level 25 now.
And there's the power gauntlet. That's everything. You hope for a third ribbon, but, we've got everything he needs. Whenever he finds that herb, we're going to go full go mode at this point. ArsonHorse made really nice work of the Kraken side so far.
Yeah, overall, pretty good encounter table. Feeling pretty good about that run, I'm sure. And here we are. We found the ladies.
xIceblue doing some nice routing. Nice routing, and he found his herb.
He's good. He's good. He's done. We drop off the herb. We get the loot. We clear out Earth. We are go.
Decided he's gonna check the rest of the chests that he's down here. Picked up the Excalibur for his troubles.
Yeah, it's a nice trophy. It'll look good on his wall. Probably not gonna swing it at anything.
The ArsonHorse not too far behind. I wonder if he's going to do that, that second floor dive. I could save him a little bit of time.
Yeah, he'd be trading off the power gauntlet, but it would save him some time at this point.
And the Age of Shield.
Neither of which are strictly necessary at this point.
It's like xIceblue making a beeline to the prince. He's gonna get a loot here. Unless we made some really bad math errors. Nope, there it is. There's the loot.
Nope, we did math live on Twitch, everybody, and we nailed it.
We are good at what we're doing. So that's everything required to beat the game on xIceblue side. Just needs to light his fourth orb, and then he's ready to go for Temple of Fiends.
Look at all those chests not getting opened up by xIceblue, as he's going to ignore them all.
Oh, xIceblue finding his friends, the mummies.
Getting the heck away from them.
And it looks like ArsonHorse did just go straight down to... He's going to find his herb here in approximately 10 seconds, and he will have everything that he needs to beat the game.
Future Sight commenting that xIceblue is going to miss the game changer. He didn't miss the game changer, he's already got it. He's got his mouse immune.
So it's difficult for me to see where ArsonHorse is going to make up this couple of minutes that he's behind along the way, but he's so close that any kind of Toker difficulties from xIceblue, you know, he would just leap in front right away.
Well, one of the problems there is the mummies were definitely getting off a lot of actions, but he's able to run away from them, so he's going to get out here.
ArsonHorse is going straight for the Earth Cave.
Yep, 3 floors of difference right now between the two. xIceBlue's on floor 4, ArsonHorse is just pulling in.
We haven't seen either of our runners do any spell shopping for their knights or their ninjas, or ninja.
Yeah, big pickups at this point in time are going to be for the knight, going to be life 2. Nuke for the ninja for ArsonHorse is going to be a thing that he's going to want. But otherwise, that might be really about it.
ArsonHorse, wow, that's a lot of gold in that chest. That's near max.
Yeah, not really a necessary check, but he's gonna make it anyway. I guess trying to maybe get lucky, get a 3rd ribbon, not that he needs it.
Yeah, I would say I mean, he could also be kind of just poking around hoping to find a power gauntlet also.
Alright, ArsonHorse rolling up to the single vampire here. Vampire doesn't really stand a chance, does he?
No. You know, he's a trouble around level 8, not at level 24.
Nope, looking at it funny with the Mazimmune is gonna get the job done.
Unless this Lich is packing something absolutely nasty, I don't think they'll have any trouble either. I do wonder if this ninja is starting to make a bit of a difference. I mean, I feel like the gap has closed ever so slightly.
Yeah, by a little bit, but every little bit counts here. Of course, Lich takes one anemic swing and misses, and then dies to a nuke and a Mazimmune swing.
I'll have to see how much shopping xIceblue does here before. You know, I think really maybe the only thing he's hoping...
For sure, and down by
here.
Yep, Wilcleos is letting us know that the other match tonight, which is Edgeworth and Salty Fry, is stopped for a reroll.
That is interesting, and I just poked my head over there, and the re-rolled into double black mage. I'm sorry, double black belt.
Yeah, the reroll rule is that both runners, if they agree that they cannot break through a certain part of the game, they can bottleneck, they can call a bottleneck, and they can stop the run and start over.
TNT 13,000 for progression.
So, I think both runners have decided to stop.
ArsonHorse has his loot. He has everything needed to beat the game. He's probably going to be shopping. Whereas xIceblue, and let's call it hour 34 minutes, enters Topher.
Oh man, it's a shopping trip between the two right now. Nuke on the ninja is going to go grab Temper for the ninja as well at level 4. I don't know, he passes Ruse because he doesn't need it at level 3 because we have Defense Sword. And now xIceblue is going to try to keep the ninja alive for running away from combat and getting first strikes.
I mean, that's a really nice use of him, especially, you know, if he can soak up a shot from, let's say, Kraken 2. And we've got ArsonHorse going up to Temple of Fiends. And I'm going to call this 75 seconds behind.
What an incredible, incredible race, and we're going to get treated to an incredible, incredible finish.
First part. If we get to some kind of area where having the ninja running is going to help, you know, ArsonHorse could catch up ever so slightly. I mean, that 75 seconds, you know, taking this Green Medusa fight could be the difference, you know? I mean, we're at one floor, you know, 1.5 floors difference right now. We'll keep track of ArsonHorse if he can make up the time. Ooh, gets unrunnable Frost Dragon pack.
Doesn't look like much of a big deal, though, as he's going to cut through them pretty quickly. Right, 2 life 2 charges are going to get expended here.
Fight. Green Medusas have rub.
And when they crit very hard.
xIceblue pulls Lich 2, hour 37 minutes, 15 seconds. Try to keep track of how close they are to pulling each other.
Lich had absolutely no health whatsoever.
Maybe a 50% Lich 2.
I mean, as much as we respect Lich in this party, for unrunnable, they are unrunnable here as well.
You know, and you never know if one of those nasty nuclear combos was on Lich 2, and now we're just never going to have to see it again because he was a piece of paper.
Yeah, we take those when they come up, though.
The ArsonHorse has got this down to about a 45-second lead at this point. Basically down to 1 floor's difference.
Yeah, maybe a couple of levels of difference, but that's it. He's hard charging down now. He's going to do a little bit of equipment check, and then he's continuing the move. Could be really... She doesn't die quickly. Just ripping through Light Warriors left and right, potentially.
And we've got a high five, an hour and 39 minutes into the game, basically, on the same theme.
Yep, out comes some nukes to go with those tempers, and Carrie 2 goes down before she can start hitting characters that matter. And we are right there now. ArsonHorse opens up with a good crit and is going to buff the Knight, so he's going to try and probably take this down with 2 Night Swings. Again, before Carrie can start taking out characters of note with that fast up. And xIceblue hero run shows up probably right where you want it.
Yeah, right there on... There's a lot of unrunnables, a lot of nasty things that can happen on that water floor.
Or again, before characters.
So, Kraken 2, the ultimate gatekeeper. Let's see if anything crazy comes from Kraken 2. Leads
out
with Crack.
Doesn't hit anybody, though, so gonna get a wave of buffs out. This turn is free. Gonna get off a white shirt and a defense sword. Firing away with nuke. Doesn't really want much of a part of this at this point. Gonna start bonking now, too.
Looks like ArsonHorse is on a different part of the encounter table, because he is getting fights here on the seafloor.
Running.
Yeah, I think he got his hero run in the fire floor, basically.
Yep, ink comes out from Kraken, so Kraken hasn't done anything of note to xIceblue's.
Kraken with Thunder. Ribbons will help mitigate that a little bit.
Yeah, I think the ribbons on the red mages, and he's got opal gear on his knight, so it's going to mitigate most of that damage, which is really handy. Yep, one more nuke, and we've got 2,000 years in the past, same as the future. We've got Kraken on a plate, and we're moving on to Tiamat.
Dan doing his job, running from that whiz vampire fight.
ArsonHorse rolling some buffs to get started on Kraken 2 here. Gonna get the fast going, gonna get the defense sword going, got the white shirt off, and then, oh my god!
Slappy happy.
Fear got destroyed.
Now we're praying that this red mage can get through there, because he can wipe reset this, and he did not.
No, he has got.
But the fighter did.
The fighter still has life too, so he's okay. Tiamat takes apart Edge on xIceblue side, so one red wizard is down, but Power Gauntlet coming out. Stun's gonna stun the ninja. Ninja doing the job, standing there taking hits at this point. Slow 2 on the Knight means that this swing is not going to hit very hard. It hits for 165, but it's only one hit, but the nuke behind for 190 does it, and xIceblue at 142 is taking apart Tiamat. All the fiends are down.
The only thing I can say, regardless of how this ends, we're going to have a heck of a game 2 tomorrow.
Oh yeah, get excited, everybody. These two runners are just neck and neck. Like, a little bit of xIceBlue's experience is shining through here, I think, and that's like the difference. Zap gets both the Red Wizard and the Ninja down. So ArsonHorse's party split in half all of a sudden out of nowhere. And here we go. xIceBlue's on Chaos at 143. Alright, first wave of buffs going out. It's got 3 stacks of evasion on the Knight. Ice 2 starts us off, blocked by most of that magic defense, and let's get the buffs rolling.
yeah, you know, having a pretty free first round is a lot safer. He's going to be able to get, like,
keeps him in this. It's still alive, but not by much. Chaos opens out with Nuke, though, and splits the party in half. 2 characters down.
it looks like we're down to solo fighter on ArsonHorse's side.
Yep. He's got the life. He's out of charges, so he's going to hero this thing. So he is in trouble for sure. Chaos has taken hits 3 for 309. Inferno comes out. Nuke is in the chamber someplace at this point. Gets another swing in with that bonked up fighter. 4 for 363. Hits are pretty solid. Red Wizard gone. Down to the fighter, holding A. 374, 1 hit. Lit 2 is a blank, basically. 200 hit points to go.
There we go.
There's the big crit. There's the 913. Chaos is history, quite literally. Time loop broken. World saved. It's all over now, folks.
GG to xIceblue. Looks like the official time, hour and 44 minutes. If ArsonHorse can man mode this one on by himself.
Yeah, he's got the defensive buffs, but he's just trying to get through Chaos's hit points before the nuke loops back around.
And the damage poison, and the Inferno.
Three for 14, but nuclear is also in the
Nuclear
chamber.
does the trick, and ArsonHorse is forfeited from the race.
Yeah, that's a tough way to finish, but that was really, really close. But yeah, that was an incredible run for sure by both of our runners. GG to both. ArsonHorse definitely showing why he's in the top 4 for sure. But of course, we are joined now by our winner, xIceblue. xIceblue, how do you feel tonight?
That nuke scared the crap out of me. All high rolls on that nuke.
Yeah, as somebody who did not see high rolls on the nuke during the time. Of course, chat, if you have any questions for xIceblue, please send them on over. But yeah, that nuke didn't take you out all the way. The power gauntlet was the difference maker for you because you had it, because you full swept the floor before the mermaids, and ArsonHorse did not.
Oh. Yeah, power bump definitely helped. Because I was dangerously low on temper charges. Oh man, I saw that nuke come out and it just wiped 2 of my party members, and I was like, oh, that's bad.
Yeah, absolutely. And the big thing is you didn't have fast. You didn't buy it at level 5 when you had the opportunity in Melman, but ArsonHorse did have it. And that was how he was sort of catching up with you through ordeals. I think he ended up only about a minute and a half behind to start.
I nearly had a heart attack on Tiamat 2 when Slow 2 hit my knight. I was like, oh god, but thankfully he rolled low HP.
Yeah, fell to the nukes for sure. So Alligabrap is asking, did you remember that fast was at 5?
I did not. I checked the shops and I was like, yep, we're good, bye. And then I forgot about it.
Yeah, that's how it goes sometimes. Nimbus Owl wants to be terrible in chat and wants to ask you a question about translating the slab.
Yeah, oops. Yeah, I forgot to translate it. I was such in a mode of where where are these items? Where are these items? And then it was like, Lupa, Lupa. And I was like, oh, Jesus.
Yeah, no, everybody in chat had a little bit of fun with that. I didn't want to harp on it, of course, because we all make those mistakes in high-pressure situations, so I don't blame you for it. And, of course, you definitely showed the top 4, but how are you feeling after that tight loss?
I wish I knew how to life too. That's the big thing. And then nuke mummies, definitely unkind.
How many times did you see nuke off of the mummies?
Once, maybe twice.
I got ambushed in Waterfall and got muted to death, and I was like, oh, that can't be too bad. And then I got nuked to death.
So they did.
Yeah, because Ice, when you made the dive, you didn't realize that they had nuke, but Arson had wiped in Ice Cave to getting nuked down. He got sleep muted, nuked, and had to clean up and try again.
Yeah, if I could take that back, I guess going for the last 3 in Ice Cave, but I feel like with these flags, you never know where that last item's going to be. So making the choice to run it out to try to get something from the last 3 didn't quite work, but got through it.
What was your routing like?
So I ended up running around a lot. Pretty much the first early area I checked was I went Ruby, Sage, or Sarda, excuse me, that ended up Canoe, I believe. So then I went Crescent. I went Provoca immediately after Chip, but then I went Crescent. No, I got Key from that.
Yeah, I did Sarda, and then I did the TNT, and I turned it in and got the Key, and that's when I found the Canoe. So I immediately canoed all the way to the Crescent. I didn't even bother shipping over there.
Nice. Yeah, there was nothing dastardly on the seas, and the encounter table was pretty workable early, without super expensive cabins and stuff. So,
except for those unrunnable Kazokus.
I actually never fought any of those.
I saw plenty of those, I think 3 of them, and I had no AoE spells when I did see them, so it was just like, all right, Brack strats.
Gotcha. What'd you end up with a party?
Double red.
Yep, same. Did you end up danning?
Of course.
I did.
I actually revived the thief for TOFR, just for the run chance,
Nice.
and I ended up not really needing it because of I had a hero run from the moment I walked into Topher all the way to the back half of the front of Topher.
Yeah, I got to like Phantom before I got an encounter as well, so we must have been in a pretty similar spot.
Yeah, and then I got rubbed through 2 ribbons by the Gurmadeuces. Thankfully, it left one of my red mages alive, so I was able to mage staff them down and then revive.
Yeah, and then in the end there, I was so the last item I was looking for was loot. And
Yeah,
I was
same here.
I decided to do Sky before Sea.
I did
obviously not there.
I did Volcano, of course, because why not? Then Ice Cave, then Sky.
Yep.
Well, I did all the incentive locations, then Sky, then I did Sea, and then I go moded Earth.
Yeah, it's pretty similar from me. Hit Volcano after, did the run around and got Canoe. Ground a few levels on Peds outside Crescent.
I couldn't find them, so I was just power cycling and just murdering trolls.
Gotcha. Yeah, they were first reset to the top right zone out of Crescent. They had low morale though. They started running when I was like level 9, so I got to 10, and then Yeah, it was Volcano, Ice, then Ice.
This game is.
We had Masmune, I did an on the full party, and then I just obliterated Carrie. Oh, Carrie obliterated one of my mages because, you know, Poison Thunder.
And Blizzard.
And I didn't see Blizzard.
Yeah, she had all three of them. Good thing there was a ribbon early.
Yeah.
From Elf, I believe. So, yeah, overall, it was a pretty fun one. It was not cookie cutter really at all. So
that was a fun seed. I liked the early life too. It helped out. And then the nuke level 3. When I saw Fade, I was like, boo, and then I saw nuke, I was like, sweet.
Yeah, I checked black first because I'm like, well, if it's nuke, I'm just going to buy that, and I don't care where Fade is. And
yep.
Didn't matter where Fade was because I couldn't learn it. And had one after time it. Wish I could have finished it. But
did you ended up wiping to Chaos?
Yeah, just with the night. And
I got slow 2'd by Tiamat 2 after hitting with power bunk and like 3 temper charges, and I was like, well, fantastic.
Where was Glove? I didn't end up getting it. Was it top of C?
It was right before the mermaid floor, the bottom left chest.
I didn't check that. I went the 2 on the way to mermaids, then basically did the left half and checked the 3 left that you have to wrap around for, and there's the herb. So then I just kind of exited.
Gotcha.
And, largely, I checked the 3 chests on the 2nd floor of Earth Cave, and then the one after Vampire, and I think that was it.
I checked the one after Vampire and got a nice heal staff.
I was full, and I didn't even get it.
Yeah, the nuke that Chaos threw out, freaking second turn, hit my entire party for like 300. There was not a single low roll. While I was hitting cure 2s.
Yeah, he was just barraging me with lit 2s and stuff, and then he threw out a tornado on his swirl, I think, and then he rolled around a nuclear, and I had like 100 HP left, so it was done. And no power, like it was a tough one to get, and I trusted Masa, but obviously couldn't get far enough. How much HP did he end up having?
I don't know, because I hit him for 1,200 total, and then I crit him for 900, and then he died. So somewhere like anywhere between the 1,350 to 2,100.
Gotcha.
Well,
I still probably would have lost, but pretty close. Can't be at that set, so.
Yeah, I mean, you said you were just at Chaos when I got done, so man.
It was very close.
That's a close race.
Yeah.
Did you end up dunking the Vorpal, or did you keep it?
I kept it. I considered for a moment using it going into Chaos.
I dunked
but
it. Straight into the fiery volcano in the beginning.
I feel like you might as well hang on to it. You never know what's going to happen. But if I had just gotten the party up, I could have gotten some tempers out at least, probably. Unless he got early nuke, and I would have been much better, in much better shape.
Yeah, I think it was like a second turn spell, or second spell nuke. Because it was like an ice 2, and then he nuked.
Yep.
Sorry I let everybody down on the Bridge of Destiny with the War Mech right before Tiamat. I wasn't comfortable with having red mages with 100 HP.
Your cowardice is noted.
I didn't even see one, so.
Do either of you have any at this party yet?
No. Just good luck tomorrow. I know our race is tomorrow at the same time. So good luck with that. Hopefully it's not, Cyclone levels of trolley, because we all know how Cyclone is.
Yeah, hopefully I'd take something similar to this again. This was a nice medium. Got to see the regular monster nuke and actually got inconvenienced by mute. So that's not something you see every day.
Oh yeah. I think that's what, is that the first time the tournament has seen regular nuke on enemies?
I had nuke geists in one of my earlier seeds.
Oh, rude.
It was very unfun.
Oh, how did you see where Death Touch was?
Yeah, I refreshed my memory because I know what happened to me.
It got on the ghouls?
Yeah, yeah, and they were unrunnable in TOF. Yeah, that was really fun. Well,
that sounds like it's about it at that point. So, of course, congratulations, XIceblue, on taking the 1-0 lead. GG to both of you. Look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow, where I will probably be, potentially in the crowd. Of course, if you stay here with Speed Gaming, you'll have the daily Link to the Past randomizer race going on here, which is always excellent if you want to catch a little bit more final. Stay here, Link to the Past. Tomorrow, these two fine gentlemen will be dueling it out again in Game 2 at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And, if ArsonHorse can pick up the W there, they'll be on at the late night as well at 10 to wrap up their series potentially for a late night finish. Of course, bringing this to you, thank you, Cyclone and the Speed Gaming Network, for all that you do for us. Of course, the best in the business tracker, Alliger Brapp, has done fantastic work throughout this tournament. Tyrannex, my co-commentator, had to step away, but of course, was glad to work with him. I am Demerin2. Thank you all so much tonight, and have an excellent evening.